that we are here. I'm even more grateful. Look at Leslie. She's sitting there getting ready to sign some important papers with her sparkly mask. That you guys are here, and I'm grateful just that we get to be together. It's November, which means, y'all, we have less than, 40 something days left in 2020, which I know, you guys, that we have been like wishing it away. But I want to just encourage you to look back at all the good that happened this year. All the transformation, all the growth, all the things that have went well, because as challenging as it has been, there are a lot of really, really amazing things that has happened. And I know that as we look into the future and we, really shift our lens and focus on gratitude and the things that we're thankful for, it's going to fill our heart and space with more positivity than focusing on the things that are out of our control and worrying about the things that are, energy and soul sucking. So that's my challenge for you guys, to spend the next month and a half really just focusing on the things that you can control, how you show up in your business, how you show up for your family, the things that you say to your kids, the random acts of kindness that you're able to do in your community, how you show up in your social media. I can't tell you how many people have been like, thank you so much for just being positive on social media. Like, I literally come to your page because it's like encouraging and positive, and you're never posting anything that like makes me feel like crap. And even when you're speaking real, you're always talking about some sort of solution or how you dug yourself out of the issue. And that's my goal. My goal is not to be a cookie cutter coach. My goal is not to be perfect. My goal is not to fit into somebody else's box. But my goal is, number one, to spread Jesus. And number two, just to go out and share my light, because the world has enough negativity. It doesn't need me adding in on it. And as much as I could go in and talk about crappy stuff, I just don't want to. I want to talk about all the good stuff, and I hope you guys do too. So a couple of things before I introduce our incredible speaker. We have our team sneak peek this Thursday. Steph, Bailey, and myself are linking arms. We are going to be live at 7 o'clock. We decided that 7:30, it was just like really stretching it for us. Like, I don't know about you guys, but when it's 6 o'clock, I'm like, why is it 10 p.m. and why are my kids still awake? Everyone needs to shut down and go to bed. Like, it's just late, right? So we have that going on, which is perfect because the very next day we have the Diesel Nation flash sale. And guys, literally the entire thing's done for you. The gifts are purchased, the raffle gifts are already purchased, all the content's being laid out. All you have to do is get your people in there. And so what I'm doing for the next couple of days is I'm doing a power hour. Well, we have our power hour at 5:30 in the morning that everyone's welcome to join. I know it's early for some, but if you're willing to sacrifice and stay up at night and binge watch stuff on Netflix, you should be willing to get your coffee going in the morning and sacrifice a little bit of sleep if it's important to you. If it's not, that's cool too. But don't be frustrated for the work that you didn't do. But then at 5:30 this week, I'm jumping on with some other leaders, and we're literally just doing a invite 50 like stretch goal, where we're inviting 50 people every single day to join us in that flash sale on Friday. Imagine if you got on tomorrow and you had 150 people in that flash sale just because or 75 people just because you showed up a little bit different. Never mind, my math is off. You guys can compute it. 50 people in the next 3 days. But the results, or the work that you're putting in right now at this very moment, is what's going to blossom going into 2021. Okay, I need you to understand that. If you feel like, okay, it's the holidays, I can take my foot off the gas, I want to challenge you. If this business is important to you, no, you're not. You might be sitting at a car dealership right now signing papers, right? Just jump back into the business. You guys know my story with Leslie, right? I've told you guys, she has not been here a couple of years, but something switched in her. She showed up at Super Saturday. She has been like running this amazing group. She had an awesome teen cycle a couple weeks ago, simply because she's been with me since almost day one. And although life happened, she's jumping right back in as if she's been with us the entire time. That's what I want to see. right? I want you to flip those switches. I want you to make a decision right now how you're going to end 2020 and go into 2021. Okay. So decision is yours. It is 100% up to you. We have like 14 days left this month. You can help 3 people. That's not hard. Okay. There are harder things like your husband getting laid off. There are harder things like getting diagnosed with cancer or COVID and not being able to see your loved ones through the holidays. There are harder things like virtual distance learning, teaching with your kids. I'm just saying, there are harder things than going out and inviting people to build this business with you. It is the greatest pleasure in my life, besides my family, that I get to do this and life with all of you guys. So, I hope that you guys are just really leaning in and using this No Excuse November to get everyone started, because it's literally the lowest price that they can get started. And if they get started with us this Friday, and if you didn't hear, anyone who gets started between now and Friday, they're going to be able to jump in on this flash sale raffle. And the flash sale raffles are Nike shoes, $100 gift cards, a Fitbit, and collagen. Okay. And depending on how many people we get into this flash sale, we might have more stuff to raffle off. So just go out and do your diligence and build your business. And I highly doubt that you would be wasting your time on a Tuesday evening if these things weren't important to you. So everything else, please check the team page. I know I probably sound a little annoying right now, but it's the end of the year and we literally have 1 diamond to lock in so that we can lock in 5-time elite. I will be up morning, noon, and night hustling my tail off so that I can serve you guys so that we get that final diamond, because it's that goal is so important to me and to my family. And I know to many of you guys. And I want you to understand that if I can do it, so can you. And so really close. I know there's a couple other people. I feel like Jamie's been texting me all day. I'm like, are you going to be the next diamond? Because you're literally like on fire. She's like, that feels really far away, but it's not. It's literally a decision. Diamond is 8 coaches and 2 emeralds. That's very easy, you guys. Going to your friends and family and saying, hey, listen, my team has this really big goal and I'd love to be a part of it. I'd love to sport that diamond sweatshirt. By the way, if you regain diamond, you get that as well. And it's personalized and it's cute and it says dream big across the back. And then that qualifies you for next year's retreat when you hold it for 6 weeks. So just really thinking about what is it. And I don't want you to get so lost in the goal. And we're going to talk about this next week. We actually don't have a guest speaker next week, but I'm going to be talking to you guys about vision and goal setting. But I don't want you guys to get so lost on the goal that you forget the vision, because sometimes we push so hard for something and then when it doesn't happen, we feel like a failure and we take a step back. I've never taken a step back in this business because I've missed a goal. And believe me, I've missed a lot of goals because my vision is so clear that I have to keep going. So I'm not going to take up any more time. I'm going to introduce you guys to our amazing speaker tonight. Her name is Whitney. We have been working together, I want to say like 4.5 years now. We've just been really blessed to be connected through this opportunity. She's also here in NorCal. And we have been just together on masterminds. We've worked together on a few different calls. Tomorrow, I actually get to pour into her team, which I'm super excited about. But she is first and foremost a wife and mama and fur mama. She has a sweet little 11-year-old babe, or 11-month-old babe. She is 5-star in her first business center. And if you're not new here, you know that you get additional business centers once you get to 2-star. Well, guess what? In her second business center, she's also 5-star. So that's baller status. Okay. She also was Premier 2020 coach. That means her team has served a lot of people, but it gets better because they have already qualified and locked in elite for the first time in 2021. It's not even 2021 yet, but they're already locked in and super freaking exciting. Really, really proud of you, friend, but I'm going to mute myself and let her take it away.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It just seems weird to think like You guys, I was sitting in your same shoes, and in fact, New Leader Conference, they showed this really cool video of when they announced all the different, and when they would call you and tell you like, you're elite. And I remember just tears streaming down my face watching this video, and it's like, one day that's going to be my team. And it sounds like you guys are so close to locking it in as well for, what'd you say, Melissa, the 5th time? Absolutely incredible. So you guys got this. This is such a great, incredible team, and I'm so excited for you guys. So thank you for having me on tonight. I would like to just share a couple tips that have really, I guess, made me successful throughout these years of building this business and created those 5-star diamond teams in both business centers and now an elite team, and give you kind of my secret sauce, if that's okay. So I would say, and you'll probably hear a lot of top coaches say this, the secret sauce in this business, I think it might be there's only one sauce. And that sauce is called consistency. And it's like the most unsexy sauce of all time, but holy moly, it works. And I wanted to share with you like kind of 4 different areas in this business where consistency is so vital that I've found over the course of these years, right? And if you can really plug into these 4 areas with being so diligent and getting really intentional in these spots, then I think you're going to notice an amazing shift in your business throughout 2021 to then either you can be an elite coach in 2021 or even beyond that, if that's a goal of yours, maybe, a top 10 or even in the top 200, right? So here are kind of my big, 4 areas where I think consistency is huge in this business. Number 1 is your journey. So your workout, your nutrition, your Shakeology, your Energize, your Recover, whatever your journey looks like in that kind of fitness nutrition space. When I struggle in this business, or any of my girls have struggled in this business, the very first question I ask myself or them is, what program are you doing? Well, I'm kind of bouncing around and I'm kind of dabbling with, a little Shanti. And then just when I wake up in the morning, I go to BOD and I pick which one sounds good. Well, there's your problem, sister, right? So pick a program, commit, go all in, start to finish. And along with that, pick a nutrition plan that you literally do it as if you're a test grouper. And your results are going to speak for themselves to the point where you don't even have to feel like you ever have to sell a dang thing, because you're so excited about your results. You're naturally sharing them, but you're also sharing your journey of going through those workouts, of your transformation photos, of what you're eating. You're just kind of fired up about it. You're excited. And so that naturally attracts people to you who want that same thing in your life. So I always tell my girls, if you don't want to invite, then you better sure as heck be crushing your journey, because that's how you start to get a little bit of that attraction marketing going on, where people go, what are you doing? It looks like it's amazing. I want to be a part of it. And consistency in your journey is that first and foremost piece. And I say part of that journey is showing up, like I said, on social and showing that journey. So for instance, a post every single day, right? Some sort of, it could be about you. I don't know if you guys do color wheel, something about you and your journey, something just, fun fact about you, your transformation photos, the tip of the day Tuesday or a tasty Tuesday. I don't know if you guys have this in your town, but we have I use this analogy a lot, but it's, we have this little sushi restaurant in our town, and it's called, and it's the best Thai food in the entire town. It's legit this little Thai family, and they sit there over their wok and they make up the most amazing pad Thai and curry, and line out the door around the building for this Thai food. They will up and decide any day of the week, any time of the month that they want to go back to Thailand. and without notice. And you'll go on and you'll like look up, are they open today? And it'll say yes on the website, and you'll go over and you'll drive, and it's about 20 minutes from my house, drive over, get ready, tell the whole family, okay, I'm getting Thai food tonight. And they're closed. And you have no notification, no anything. They're just doors to the business are closed that day. This has happened to me multiple times, to the point now where I know they are the best Thai food in town, but if we want Thai food one night, I will go to the shittier Thai food restaurant down the street because I know they're gonna be open. That is business lost by the incredible Thai restaurant because they are not consistently, I can't depend on them. So think about that with your coaching journey, with you showing up and showing that your doors are open every single day in your business in some form or fashion. You're on your stories, you make a post, because people are watching you, and they might never comment, they might never like a post of yours, but they're watching. And then when they decide come January 1st that they are ready to commit, do you think they're going to go with the person who was like, every so often they'd throw up a post, every so often they'd show up on their stories and show something, and every so often they would like kind of dabble in a program? Hell no, I wouldn't hire that person to be my coach. I'm going to hire the person who shows up every morning and, annoyingly optimistic, and she's like, I'm going to have my workout today and I'm so excited. Maybe that's not your vibe. You don't have to be annoyingly optimistic, but you show up. That is the person I'm going to commit with. And that's the person that I want to be my coach, because subliminally, I also know that if she's showing up every day for herself, she's probably going to show up every day and help me, versus the coach who kind of doesn't even show up for herself. And she's definitely not going to show up for me if I hire her to be my coach. So start thinking in that term of like, all right, what is my program going to be? How perfect is this 9-week Control Freaks coming out? So let's go all in. Obviously, by the time everything ships to you, it's probably going to be about January 4th for the most of us starting that program. So in the meantime, we have from now to January 4th, say you start it. What are you going to commit to? You'll have 6 weeks-ish. And the rest of the world is going to be putting on 5 to 10 pounds. What if during those 6 weeks, you just freaking crushed it? You do the opposite of what the world does, right? You go all in, you get shredded abs, or you lose 5 pounds, or you just feel amazing and commit to your journey. These next 6 weeks, those people are going to watch you. And then come January 1st, you're going to be like, I am ready. I want to sign up. I've been watching you and you freaking crushed these last 6 weeks. Let's go. So I encourage you, after this call, if you don't have a program, oh my gosh, pick one and do it start to finish. Do one with the steps. So you start showing people Transform 20. You can do Transform 20 with the steps. Start showing people the step stuff, because that's going to be a 9-week Control Freak. So just some ideas of commitment to your journey. Part 2, or the second kind of area of this business where it's so vital to be committed to, is inviting. And Melissa talked about it 2 seconds ago. 5 a.m., you guys have the opportunity to jump on with top coaches and do invites. Holla, like that is amazing. Jump on, because I also know that invites are a lot less scary when you're doing it with people around you, because you're like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm going. I'm sending it. I send all my chicken invites. When I have my team around me and we're doing a power hour together, I'm like, whatever, I don't care what they say. I have the bravery of my team around me, and so we send them. There's a reason that Compound Effect book became so popular, and it's because that seemingly insignificant amount of 3 to 5, and I'm going to even push you guys to make it 10 invites a day over the course of 365 days. That is so powerful. All of last year, I felt like I was pregnant with my little guy. And every morning at 5:30 a.m., my success partner would call me, and we would wake up and I would lay in bed sick and pregnant, and we would just do a power hour. And really our power hour was mostly an hour of inviting. And I just know that consistency from last year is what got me to this place that I'm at now, business. So what I want you to feel like is, all right, Whitney told me, Melissa told me, if I wake up and do invites every day this week, then I'm going to be successful. No. That's not what we're saying. But if you wake up and do that every day for, let's just say, these next 6 weeks. I bet you're going to have a pretty rockin' January. Or I feel like this business is about a 3-month delay, and you keep going, probably February, feel like, you know, you planted the seed with them and they're ready to go. So I just think of the compound effect of those few seemingly insignificant, if I can only get in 3 invites today, at least get those 3 in. Try to not miss a day of, you know, just reaching out and planting a few of those seeds right now. So inviting is that kind of second big one where you got to commit. So journey, commitment. Invites, commit to, pick your number, commit to it every single day. And then if you have a little extra time and you can just add a couple cherries on top and send a few more that day, awesome. But what is your like bare minimum, non-negotiable, I will send this every single day? You do that, you're going to rock 2021, you guys. You truly, truly are. And having something to invite to in that aspect of like, is it always a challenge group? Do you guys have something ongoing that you could always be sending an invite to? It sounds like you run incredible sneak peeks as a team for coaching, inviting to those, always having that something that you can just be sending or planting a seed, because people are not going to say yes that first time that you invite them. They're just not. And there's so many studies of like how many times somebody has to see something before they purchase it. I am like the classic example of this right now with a newborn, I still call him a newborn baby. Instagram has my number with the ads, right? That little spoon ad. That sucker for that baby food scrolls through my shiz every day. I probably saw it 30 times before I'm finally like, all right, I'm trying it. I'm buying it. Can you imagine if you sent an invite to somebody 30 times? Holy moly. And then they said yes. That has happened to me multiple times. I've sent, gosh, you know those people where you've sent like 18 birthday messages and they've never responded to you. 18 is a little excessive. We haven't been around 18 years, but 5, like they've never responded to you, but then all of a sudden they're ready to go. So be that person that just is constantly like, okay, I'm going to shoot them an invite. I know last season wasn't great for them. And I think it was, is it Dara Distel? She's in our mastermind. She did a great little video on this in Beach Body Champions. You guys can look it up after, but she's like, I will literally invite somebody till either they die or I die. Like whoever dies first, that's when the invite stops, or they block her, which I've been blocked so many times. And it's like, at first you're like, oh, they blocked me. Like it's that initial like, oh, that hurts. But then you go, no, that's what you wanted, right? You invite them until they're like, stop talking to me or one of us dies, because you will be blown away how many people, Little Spoon, think of Little Spoon, think of that baby food. I saw it 34 times before I was like, all right, I'm going to buy the Little Spoon. And now I'm on a monthly subscription of Little Spoon baby food. So just start thinking like, all right, I need to invite this person more than once. Please do yourself a favor and have that consistency in your invites and talking to people. My third area of just, I have to be consistent in this or everything crumbles, is my personal development. Oh man. And you guys, I know, like being a team, at least Melissa, like a woman of God, like you just know when you're not consistent in your PD or, you know, even just your daily work with God and the Bible, like it's the pillars. It is the brick house. And I think about my PD as, I kind of use this analogy with my team. Like if you're building your brick house, right? And 1 brick a day is your PD. So, okay, you're laying your bricks and then you miss a couple. So there's little gaps, boom. And then there's a couple more gaps because you missed your PD that day. Like as soon as a storm comes or anything hard, dude, your house is gone. So if you can dive into PD at least 10 to 15 a day, and maybe you don't need that armor right now. Maybe nobody's coming to attack you right now. You don't need that shield. But a pandemic happens, a hubby gets laid off, fill in the blank of the you have your armor up because you've consistently been doing your PD for 10 to 15 minutes. I have a brick house. Around the gals on my team had, I'm pretty sure, entire life. And she's going 2-star qual. Tomorrow, Thursday, we'll be hitting 2-star officially. And in a year of where I've just noticed consistency to be huge. And this one's fun, is the recognition. And I watched other teams do this for so long, and I didn't have a system for it. And recognize like rank advance, it'd be so awkward if I was like, shout out to one person, right? That was always my thought, my limiting belief. Well, then it's like, what do you go at? Where it's first, like every Thursday it posts up, and it's a fun, just graphic video of our team dancing at Summit all together, and it plays music, and it says Recognition Day. Thursdays we celebrate. That's what it says. And then I go into recognizing each of my girls that freaking crushed it that past week. They don't have to be rank advancements. They can just be like, this person was top coach of the week. You guys, nobody outside of Beachbody knows what that means. So you could make up your own awards that you want to give to your girls. First of all, it makes them feel amazing. Secondly, they reshare it on their stories. So now they have credibility within their audience as well. So you're doing your whole team a service, and you're showing this amazing sisterhood and team that right now in the world is so like sought after. With the isolation of everything we've experienced this year, when I see pictures of a Success Club trip, or I see pictures of a team, or I see pictures of people getting together, I'm like, oh, I want that. So you're going to create that through your recognition and this incredible sense of uplifting each other and the fun that we all have and that we celebrate each other. And pick your day. Maybe it's not Thursday. That's just a made up, it's a made up day by Beachbody, but you could be shout out Saturday. And that's the day you shout out challengers. You could shout out coaches. And I think the fun piece that just kind of gives, again, consistency to your viewer is have a little graphic, the same kind of graphic fun dance video that goes up before you show all of them. Because when I would watch the top coaches do that, I'm like, oh, that looks so fun. Oh, that looks so cool. I can't wait to see who they're shouting out this week. So you could do something fun like that and make it really, really cool. So those are kind of the big four, and there's no secret as why those are the big four, you guys. It was your journey, your invites, your PD, and your recognition. Those four vitals, right? Those are it is all right there. And so how the heck do you do it? How the heck do you find the time to do those four things every day? It's all laid out for you in the business activity tracker. They made it so we could do it, and they told us the amount of time to do it for every single day. So that's all you have to do is follow that thing, because those four things I just described are right there on that sheet, and you'd be doing them every single day if you follow your sheet, which is so cool. But I think it's the discipline and those daily actions of like, oh man, I got to do my BAT every single day. It takes discipline. And one thing that I have found to be successful in this is yes, consistency is great, but anchor your, whatever it is, one of your vitals, anchor that vital to something you already do every day. So when I say anchor, it means attach it to something you're already doing every day. So for instance, if your morning coffee is religious to you, you do it every single day, that becomes the time that you also do your PD. If you All right, this is weird, but every morning, don't you have to wake up and take a morning little bathroom time? So that becomes like you sit down on the pot and you send your first 5 invites. Like anchor it to something that you know you have to do every single day, even if it's as weird as a bowel movement, that it's going to happen. You do that activity, or maybe that's the time that you check into your challenge group, or you. And then same thing with your workouts. And this is kind of my second tip is, the thing that has helped me become so disciplined is you write it out. If it is not written on my calendar down to my workout time, literally a time block of these 30 minutes is a date with myself. That way, if my neighbor calls or my best friend calls or another mom calls, she's like, hey, can you walk at 8? I'm like, nope, I'm busy. I don't have to tell her what I'm busy for, but that is my date with myself, my time with myself, that half hour where I get my workout in. So if you have a calendar and you could write in every day, you time block, these 30 minutes, workout. These 30 minutes are my invite time. You guys already have it with your team. How sweet is that? 5 a.m., those 30 minutes, those are going to be my invite time. And then after that, my family's still asleep. So at 5:30, that's going to be my workout time. So you could do it right now for tomorrow morning. And I challenge you to do it for tomorrow. Map out your day down to every half hour block and go, okay, this half hour I'm going to do recognition. This half hour I'm going to do my, maybe 15 minutes, I'm going to do my PD. And that's when I'm going and picking up the kids from whatever. So calendar and anchoring it to something you already do really helps you become disciplined in consistency of this business. Because I think we all know, like, business is not hard at all. Like, you literally get paid to wake up, drink a shake, like work out. Like, that part of it's not hard, but you do have to be disciplined in what you do every single day. And a challenge I threw out to my girls on my team, I said, what if I told you I would give you $150, $150 to send 10 invites a day for a month? Would you do it? And they were like, yeah, now I want to cash in on my $150 to send 10 invites a day. Heck yeah. That's like what Beachbody's promising you pretty much. I mean, without the, like, they can't promise any level of success or income, but imagine 10 invites a day times 30 days. That's 300 invites. I don't know about you guys, but about every 50 invites I send, I usually get one yes. So just imagine it's a bad month. Every 100 invites you send, you get a yes to a challenge pack. That's a $50 commission. Times 3 of those, that's $150 just to wake up and send 10 invites. So Beachbody's pretty much telling you, okay, go do these things. Here's your bat. Here's what we're telling you to do. If you do this, you know, you can start to make a little bit of income with this business. But it does take a little bit of diligence and skill and just consistency. So you guys have all the tools. You have the mentorship. You have the coach. Just takes that belief and just waking up every morning and going, I'm going to do it. Because my why is strong enough, I'm going to show up when it's hard. I'm going to show up in the hardest of times, and I'm going to make it happen. So those are my tips.
So good. I took a bunch of notes. I'm going to just go through these really quick. Okay. So number 1, you guys, literally, the 4 vital behaviors, right? It sounded super awesome, super inspiring, super motivating. It's what Beachbody tells us to do. So in case you haven't heard me the other 100,000 times I've said this, there is no secret sauce. It literally is. Your secret sauce is consistency. 100% agree with you. Okay, I wrote some questions because I wanted to ask you. Let's see. Okay, so the app she said was Mojo. I thanked her without her knowing, because I deleted that app a while ago and I could not for the life of me remember the freaking name. So I haven't had any of those cute things. And I'm like, what the heck was that freaking thing? But I didn't know what it was. I forgot what it was called.
Yes, the grid that I use, it's like six boxes, and you could throw different videos of you guys all doing fun things at Summit. Put it like a snippet of music.
Yes, it's so good. It's so good. So as she was saying, she does different types of things for recognition. You might have been like, What would I shout people out for though? Things I wrote down as they came to mind was most consistent person on our team, person this week. Top energized dancer, right? People do the energized dance parties. Fit award, right? This is somebody who's showing up 5 days a week. They're showing up in our challenge group. They're showing up in their Insta stories. Like, they are doing all the things. Top recruiter of the week, right? People know what recruiting is. That's not a Beachbody word. You could totally say that and people are going to put 2 and 2 together. Top earner. People know what top earners are. And if there's people on your team who feel comfortable with you sharing how much they earned or what they, like, sometimes I ask you guys, like, what is your income going to help your family towards this week? I normally take and do little quotes in my story so I can shout those things out. Top sales. Again, people know what a salesperson is. Okay. So, and then that's going to train your people to know, like, oh, she sells something, right? So it's not going to be a surprise to them when you slide into their DMs and invite them to do it because they keep watching you, right? Okay. What the heck? I knew, I was like, I'm not going to know what I write if okay, people ask. Oh, it wasn't a question. It was something she said. She has a girl who had a really awful year. Guys, I know we've all had some really hard things that have happened, right? But people ask me all the time, like, how do you keep going? How do you share the stuff you've been through? How do you, and I literally, hand over heart, will tell you, I told my sister this a few years ago. I feel like personal development and my relationship with the Lord has prepared me for the things I haven't even experienced yet, so that I will not break down in my sobriety, so that I will not crumble, so that my business will not go to the wayside if we have an awful diagnosis or one of those things that are life-altering moments. If I have to step back for a week to, like, be with my family, I know you guys would have my back, right? But I wouldn't walk away from this business because my mindset is so strong, right? Because I know where I'm rooted. I know where my source comes from. So gut check moment, are you doing the right types of personal development or are you just checking a box? Okay. And then I wrote down, just keep inviting. Like, you have to just keep inviting. That's what this business is. Imagine if your coach never invited you to this business, or you never saw them throwing out call to actions for you to get started in this business. Because I know some people are like, well, I was actually never invited. I actually reached out because I saw what you were doing, right? That's cool too. Because guess what? That's called attractive marketing. Chalene Johnson taught us that back in like 2015. But just keep showing up. And when Whit breaks it down and says, if you focused on the minimum and you made that minimum 10 invites a day, 5 days a week, I'm not saying that you have to invite 7 days a week. You don't have to. You don't. But break it down, right? And figure out what it is. And I ask you guys all the time, what's your income goal? If you say my income goal is to earn, $1,000 this month to help my family with the holidays, reverse engineer your goals. How many invites do you need? How many yeses do you need? How much team cycle bonuses do you need to earn? How many recruiting bonuses do you need to earn? So really thinking about those things. Just so grateful for you. And I think sometimes, guys, Whitney said something and I was like, I think sometimes we forget that we're a top team. I know I do. I'm like, me? Like, I actually told Bailey a couple months ago and I was like, I feel like I'm not a leader anymore. I don't know if it was like 2020 or just the enemy was like in my head. And I was like, I just don't. And then after that, I spoke on 4 leadership retreat calls for other leaders. And this last weekend, she was like, remember when you said you like felt like, but don't let the enemy or your mind play tricks. If you have an opportunity to go out and serve, don't waste it. Today I asked in our team chat thread, like, what are, 3 to 5 things that you would do every single day as a new coach? What advice would you give? She just gave you 4 things, the 4 freaking vital behaviors. Do not overcomplicate it. Don't overcomplicate it. This business is simple. Okay. So just keep showing up, failing forward, doing the uncomfortable things like inviting, right? Just remember the world's not served by you playing small, and it's up to you how you show up. And I understand that waking up at 5 o'clock or 5:15 to jump on a 5:30 power hour tomorrow, please note it's at 6 because we have Wednesday prayer group at 5:30, but still, like, jumping up on tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the morning is not that hard. It's not. Remember those sleepless nights you had with your tiny baby? You didn't want to get up, but there was never one time that you were like, oh my God, please go find another boob to suck on because I'm not getting up with you tonight. I just don't feel like it. You didn't ever do that. You were like, come here, babe. Like, mom's so tired. This is our 13th time up tonight, but like, let's go, right? How many times did you press play on a workout when you just didn't feel like it, but you still did because you made a commitment? That's the same thing I want you to think about in this business. If you want a really good podcast tonight, when I was running, walking in the rain, because it's pouring here, guys, I was listening to Micah Folsom's podcast, Do Your Crap, and she was just talking about how you transition this business from making a little money to becoming a full-time income. It's everything Whit said tonight. It's rooting yourself in those sorts of behaviors. So I'm going to let her go because I can see Babe is done. And just thank you so much, friend. I appreciate you for pouring into us and for sharing your knowledge. Appreciate you as a leader in the network. And I cannot wait to chat with your team tomorrow.
Thank you. You guys are awesome. Have a great night.
Bye, guys. Have a good evening. Thanks, Leah, for recording as always. Have a good evening.